Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Spirit Lounge podcast with me, David.
And me, Glenda.
And we are psychic mediums from both sides of the pond.
I'm in Australia.
And I'm in the UK.
And we're joining forces to discuss and talk about the world of psychics, mediumship, and all things spiritual. We might even throw some random life topics in there too.
So come with us now on our podcast journey. Let's see what's happening in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode. Hello, lovely listeners, and welcome back to the Spirit Lounge. And I'm here, as always, with Glenda in Australia. Hello, Glenda.
Hey, David. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the show. Thank you for everyone who's been downloading and sending us messages saying that they really enjoy it. It's fabulous.
Absolutely. And I know it's reaching quite a lot of people because I get people that I meet randomly in spiritualist churches who say, I love your podcast, and you'll have the same thing. We have clients and friends over there who say the same thing. So we appreciate it, people. We love it. Thank you.
Loves David, a little bit of David. It's so good. Sprinkle a bit of David in your day.
I mean, that people love a bit of Glenda and effing and blinding. I love it as well, but people like it because I think because it's real, isn't it? Because it just sometimes it slips out, and when it slips out, then it's not pre-planned. It's just it is as it is. So it's raw and real. It's how we like it, as the actress said to the bishop. Anyhow.
So we've I think it's our birthday week, and everyone will be hearing this after our birthday and after all our special guests. So I thought today we'd just have a bit of a chit chat, and I kind of wrote down some questions to ask you, David. And
you did.
I thought that we would just kind of like sift through them and have a bit of a chat, a bit of a reflection on our year. Because it's our birthdays and we're just airy fairies and we like, just going with it, finding balance and, putting whatever we want on our scales. But I thought today I would ask a few questions. So how do you think about answering some questions, David?
How do you think we throw them back at you as well? Two-way street, darling. And just to remind people, in case you didn't see my video on social media, I am not 46, as Glenda thought I would probably be this year. Cheeky bitch. I'm actually going to be 43. So it's not far off. Do not add age to a gay man unnecessarily. Thank you very much. Every fag knows that.
If people only knew what you really called me, oh my God.
Yeah, I can't repeat it on the podcast. I
reckon they'd get a right old kick out of it. But hey, we're just keeping it real as we do. We're good friends, and we can have a laugh and a banter and just
a bit of banter.
And that's the way, that's the way life should be. It shouldn't be serious. And we should be able to, say what we think. Again, going off our last podcast, we should be able to have an opinion without people getting their nose out of joint and, saying what we feel. Because at the end of the day, it's your truth. It's your truth. So why should your truth be shut down?
Yeah. I'm not, so we don't say anything to harm people, to offend people. It's nothing malicious. It's just our opinions on things, as we all have, right? So
everyone has an arsehole, so everyone has an opinion. Just the way it goes.
So, it's what you do with the arsehole. That's important.
That's right. So today, David, I want to ask you if you could describe this year, just this year, in one word, what would that word be for you and why?
Oh, what word do I give it? What word? I think I'll say transformative, only because that's a word that just dropped into my head, and that's because this year has, for many reasons actually, this year's probably been my most successful year financially, although I'm still not where I should be, right? I'll make that perfectly clear. But it's like I've built upon last year, so to make this year better. So I've been busier this year, which is good. Yeah, financially, a little bit more money that's come in, but also the opportunities that I've had this year as well, which I've been able to learn from, and which has taught me what I can do and what I
Mm,
don't want, and what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So there's been lots of things this year that I can look at and go, okay, well, I don't want to do that again, but I will do that again, or I know I can do that now. So next year I can do it again, but even better. So
yeah,
um, it's been no, it's been a better year than last year, if we put it that way. So
you've
yeah,
you've grown. You've
right,
grown.
absolutely, yeah. So if I look at my mediumship last year, it's not the same as this year.
No,
So you can see
and
the
it
changes there as
changes.
well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What about you?
I
That's been a
was
bit tough in
feeling the
places, isn't it?
same, Trent. Yeah, I was thinking that I had it all mixed up. What I wanted to say, it was like transformative, but then I felt I wanted to use the word empowered.
Hmm.
This year, I felt like the growth has really been empowering. I think it's because for so long, um, I didn't trust myself. Even with you, sometimes we say, "Oh, I've got to trust myself more,"
Yeah.
and being more vulnerable as we
Uh-huh.
have been. This podcast has really allowed us to spread our wings, to be more vulnerable, to talk about things that as a medium you feel so lonely with, like you don't
Mm.
have someone to talk about those things with, like you don't have anyone to bounce these feelings, or did you get this, or do you understand that, or did this happen to you, or what you get from this. I feel like um, my the trust in myself has grown, but even through my healings this year, I've done a lot of work on myself through the regression and um, working on those parts of me that I felt were holding me back, the doubt, and the different things that I don't know, like I wanted to push myself more, and there's always that, holding back. But it felt like this year has been, and I know it's for yourself too, I felt like we've got that onion and we've actually peeled some of those layers back of that
Yeah.
onion. And we've really starting to kind of open a little bit more, bloom a little bit more,
Yeah.
be a bit more creative.
Hmm.
Um, Even within my grief, I feel like it's reminded me of just how resilient I am. Um,
Yeah.
but then the podcast, oh my God, this has really opened us up for our confidence. It's given us a voice where maybe previously we didn't have that voice. I mean, you had it, you always had your little podcast, your own little
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah. So for me, it's been a lot of growth in all aspects of my life. Hearing yourself on a podcast, those first times it's like you cringe and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I don't know how many times I sent you a message going, oh my God, I can't believe I fucking
So.
said that, like edit that, David, take it out, David. I can't say that. So it's learning to listen to my own voice and go, you know what? It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I think those things are about my own confidence. So yeah, I think more on that. I
Yeah.
think we've both grown.
No,
So
absolutely.
we
Definitely have. Yeah.
we and it's about that connection we've made, and lifting each other up when
Hmm.
when you feel like shit, when you're down. So
Yeah. Yeah. And even though I have my own podcast, I feel with this one, with an R one, I'm able to express it more. I think sometimes when you're just talking to yourself into a microphone, you can feel a bit like, what the hell am I doing here? And because you haven't got the other person to bounce off of, you just think like you're talking to yourself. Um, and so with this, we have a proper conversation. We discuss different views, different topics openly, respectfully, and we can have a bit more of that um, honesty, and that does build confidence as well, and kind of finding your voice that way. So yeah, I think if I look back at my own podcast, I feel this one is even Spirit Lounge is even better, I feel, because we can
Okay.
have a discussion. It's not just a one way conversation. People can hear different viewpoints from two different parts of the world, right?
Yeah,
So which I think is
that's right.
fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah. And I've loved seeing other people use some of the things that we do on our podcast. I think that's pretty cool. And I think that's so, I think like, oh, I've inspired someone, to
Yeah,
take a leaf out of our book.
no, that's true because actually I did a reading for a guy yesterday who's in his early development, and he said, "No, your podcast really helps me because I know that I'm not alone because you talk about things in your own journey, which was not easy. You're not trying to put roses and flowers and all pretty things around it to make it look like it's something that it's not. You're being honest about it, and that's really helped me because I know I'm not in my own boat here. Someone else has been through it." So even little comments like that really do mean a lot to us because the reason why we do it is to help educate people, to share wisdom. Yeah, also to share opinions, so you get different viewpoints on certain topics, but it's also to give other people out there who are developing a bit of hope, I think, and not to just give up on the first hurdle because you can with this work. It's not an easy journey, as we all say. So if you just inspire a couple of people, then that's fabulous.
I think so too. It is lonely. I know previously all these years I've felt lonely. I felt like I'm in it by myself, but there's other people that feel exactly the same way. And for us to be able to bring up like connection and the both of us meeting different mediums on the platform here, it's fantastic. You start building little friendships, you start sending each other messages, you start liking each other's stuff and supporting each other, and that's what we need to be about instead of being on social media and it's who's trying to outdo who and who's tearing who down and who's making up the fake ass shit that they do. It's like it doesn't need to be about that. Let's get back to what it is,
Mm,
what the why we started this journey in the first place.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, agree.
yeah, so David, if Spirit have taught you a lesson this year, what is that and how did that land? Like what comes through when I say that to you? Like what's one of the lessons you've learned?
I think I've decided to call it my anchor point,
Hmm.
and that is that weekend that I did four dems back to back.
Yeah.
Because before I did that, I thought to myself, why did I agree to doing four back to back? That's the first thing I thought. And I thought, shit, how am I going to do it? And I know, look, when I'm tired, even if I do like one dem in a week and I feel tired, at that point I still think to myself, how am I going to do it? So then going to four in a row, I then started not I didn't panic, but I just thought, shit, how am I going to get through these four back to back? Um, and also at the time, and I wasn't feeling the greatest because you get when you have that feeling of you're getting a cold and it's not
Yeah.
quite come on yet, but you can feel like something's niggling away, and just feel a little bit blur, don't you? And I was at that kind of I had that kind of feeling that whole weekend. So I thought, how am I going to do that? Being tired, not feeling 100%, traveling all up and down the no the country. That sounds really dramatic because I wasn't, but there were different not they were in different areas. I thought, am I going to do it? And I did it. And so actually, yesterday I sat down and did my reflection for September because that's when it was. That's when it was, and there are a lot of different lessons within that. But I think the main thing I took away from that is it spirit taught me or showed me that I can do it. That I don't necessarily. I'd like a break between them, but if it comes to it, I don't necessarily need a break between them because usually I would do two maximum back to back, have a day off, and then do another one as well as my other job as well. Um, but I proved to myself, I think, that I can, as tired as I was, I could still do it and still put on a great dem, still bring through great evidence and connection, and I could still with the lack of energy that I had, I could still bring an energy to each of those dems to lift people up, to change the energy in the room. And I think that was one of my biggest lessons is just go on with it and do it because you can.
Yeah.
Where in previous times before that, I would have said, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, I would
And
have been wigging out,
as we do. So that's probably one of the
freaking
biggest.
out.
Loads of different lessons I learned that weekend, but that's probably the main one is that no, you can do it. You just go on with it and just do it. You'll find the energy as soon as you get up on that platform and start going. The energy is created, and actually
Yeah.
afterwards, I felt better than I did going into it. So I've actually realised this as well, is that I mean, it might sound really obvious to people who are mediums that are listening, but even going into them as tired as I was, I'd come out with them energized. So it's almost like
Yes.
as I'm giving those messages and connections, I'm also receiving the energy and a healing from spirit as I'm giving that to other people. So yeah, so that's those the probably the biggest lesson. And for
It is.
yourself,
It
Glenda.
is beautiful. And you are right that I don't know how many times I've sat here this, in the morning going, oh, I'm so tired. I didn't sleep last night. Oh my God, now I've got to connect and do a reading. Some days you're just like pulling hen's teeth out. I'm like, come on, spirit, help me here. Like you
Yeah,
think, how am I going to get through it? I'm so
yeah,
tired. No amount of coffee is going to wake me up.
yeah,
And then you just get going and it's like spirit just take over. They just, I don't know, they put that rocket under your bum. I don't know, they just get you
yeah,
going. They light that fire within you. They heal you. Within my healings, every time I do one, I feel like I have a healing myself. Like it, it's just pure magic when you do it. And some days it's euphoric, like the
mhm,
high that you get from it. So, and especially,
yeah,
doing demonstration. God, I'm high for hours after it. So you and Bill must be super high. You must be off your chops high on four dems, one after the other. But I think for me I think Spirit showed me that I am so much more capable than I ever give myself credit for. Because even through my connections, through my teaching, my students, going and doing the events. I always kind of feel, am I good enough? Am I good enough?
yeah,
And then, like, not to be um, a bitch or anything, but sometimes I think, fuck, if they can do it, why am I not getting out there and doing it? You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
like sometimes you need to slap yourself in the face and just go,
yeah,
get out there, do it. You need that bloody rocket up your bum. Let spirit give you the code. Go do it. Like we are the ones that are holding ourselves back. We are the ones that are so
yeah,
super self-critical, feeling like we're not good enough. So
hmm
I think spirit coming in, and then when I go and do these things, it's saying like, see, you can do it. In the past, I always felt like I just probably not last year, but the year before that, I just felt like I sometimes needed someone to hold my hand, or it's great to have someone beside me, that sort of thing. But then I got let down by people wanting to do collaborations. And even though I went against my intuition, it always works out that spirit show me to go, so you don't need anyone else. You can do this by yourself. Like just get on and do it. Trust yourself. And I think trusting myself, that's one of the biggest things that I've learned again this year, like that trust.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
then
agree.
that
I
we
think.
can do it. You can do it.
Yeah,
You
and I
can
think if
do
you,
it.
a lot of things fall under that umbrella of trust, isn't it? So come back to what I
Yeah.
said about knowing that spirit showed me that I can do it. I think it's also me trusting myself that I can do it, and not rather
Yeah.
than saying, "What if I can't do it? What if I can't do this? What if I'm too tired to do it? What if I don't have any energy? What if it's really shitty evidence? Blah 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 blah." All those things go around your head
Yeah.
as you try to
Yeah.
talk yourself out of it. But luckily I didn't. And yeah, just trusting that it will work, and then you come out of it and going. Well, what the hell was I worried about? But
Yeah.
at the time, you don't think
Exactly.
that. You're just worried about, what's going to happen, if anything at all. But it does. It does.
They're always there to hold your hand. Spirit is always there to hold your hand. Always. It's
Yeah.
just us that doubt it.
It's us. Yeah.
So,
It's us
yeah,
that get
it's
in the
us.
way.
So, for any mediums just starting on their journey, like wanting to step out, wanting to do DEMS or wanting to put yourself out there, half the time it's just you need that push to just do it. And
Yeah.
if you can take anything away from what we're saying, just do it. Like,
Yeah.
don't overthink it. As much as you get in there and start making these excuses, you need to push that out of the way and just do it.
Yeah. Get out
So,
of your own way.
yeah, it sucks. So, do you think that your connection with spirit this year has evolved? Like the way that you connect with spirit, like, I know with myself, I feel like it's deepened, but in different ways. What about you?
Yeah. So my mediumship has definitely changed this year. Um, and I'm getting, I don't know if I say better evidence, but clearer evidence, deeper evidence. I've been working on, or Spirit been working on my relationships with me as well. 'Cause that was something they told me. Because at the end of last year, um, I was on my way to a dem, and I said to Spirit, I said, "How about we start? I think I want to start getting causes of death because I don't get them much, if at all. Just as an extra piece of evidence." And Spirit came back to me and said, "Well, how about we start working on your relationships first?" Oh, okay. And nothing happened for months. And then it was a couple of months ago, um, out of the blue, out of nowhere, I did an online dem, and every single person I went to, I got the relationship with spirits correct. And not just mum, dad, or grandmother, it was mother-in-law, cousin, uncle, dad. So I got them spot on. And that has continued through my DMs as well. So not every single link do I get this is exactly who it is, because sometimes I'm not feeling into it enough. But majority of the time that has started to happen. So even something like that, which has changed. And even if I look back at the beginning of my development, I never got names at all. But now, for the further along I've come, I get names. Not in every single reading. I let them come in as they come in,
Mm.
but it's very different as I started. And so, again, for any medium that's developing now, listening, your mediumship will not be the same as it was last year or 6 months ago. You will find that it will chop and change. You'll start getting um, new bits of evidence coming that you don't expect to get. No, but how I think of that is, whenever you learn something new in life, that then can be built into your evidence. So, example, I don't know, if you study a new subject, like let's say you take a course in tarot, let's say, and you've never done it before. Once you've got the knowledge of tarot, you might find that in your readings you start seeing tarot cards in your head,
Yeah,
which is and you can pick up the symbology or the message from the tarot card you're seeing in your head to give to your client.
I
If
get
you
that.
yeah, if you learn a new language, then you might get some of those words just drop in your head when you're reading for someone who speaks that language. So we all have different reference points in life which you can bring into your mediumship. And that happens to me, and that's just with evolvement, that's just with development. And as we always say, we always develop because we're always learning something new. Whilst the world is changing, whilst we're experiencing different things in the world, people change, then we're also going to evolve and change with that, which is then going to change our evidence and things like that. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I think to myself though, am I might sound really stupid saying this, but I just think, am I a real medium? Now, bear with me when I talk about this, right? Because I know when I get on stage or on a platform and a one-to-one, I'm on and the connection is there. But during the day, when I'm just pottering around and or doing my other job, I don't get spirit contact. And I think to myself sometimes, well, if I'm a medium, would I or should I be getting spirit contact me? Because that's only because you hear these stories, and I listen to a lot of podcasts because I do a lot of driving, and you always hear these fantastical stories from these mediums who say, well, I was at home the other day and spirit dropped this in my head. And then I was at work and spirit said this thing to me. And then I saw spirit walk past me down the street and all these things. And I'm thinking, well, it works for me on platforms. Why does it not work for me during the day? But then I've got to look at myself and go, well, actually, if I look at the boundaries I set with spirit,
Yeah,
they know not to
that's
bother
right.
me. They know
Absolutely.
not to bother my. So when people say when you're out doing your shopping or you're out somewhere, do you pick up on spirit or pick up things about people? And honestly, no, I don't. But then, and I know why I don't. It's because my intention is not to do that. And spirit know that I'm not going to walk up to someone in the street and just say, "Oi, look, I've got someone here to speak to you." I'm never going to do that. So they know I'm not. They don't know what to give it to me in the first
Three's
place.
a computer,
Like trees a
not going to
computer
get
now.
through.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not going to ever going to do that. And so sometimes I do think to myself, well, if I was a real medium, then I would be picking up a spirit all the time, or I'd walk into a. People say when when you walk into a building, do you not pick up on things? I'm like, no. Apart from the 9/11 Freedom Tower, that's the whole of the story, in New York. Um, but no, I don't. And I work a lot in pubs, in old pubs, doing my art job, and I don't walk into them picking up um, anything at all because I'm not there to do that. But
Do that. That's right.
in my mind, I still think, well, if I was a medium, should I be doing that? Because you then see, like I've been watching a lot of Most Haunted recently, and not because I believe it's all real, because it's not, in my opinion, allegedly. But there's a pub that I used to work in, do my artwork, which they have investigated. And the medium who I think it was Derek Acora, picked up on a load of spirit in there. But when I went to work in there, I didn't feel a bloody thing. And I think, well, is it because I'm not switched on in that moment and I'm not there to do that? Or is it just because I'm a shit medium? Do you know what I mean? So I still have
No.
those things that go on in my head, right? But I think it's just the boundaries that I set and the discipline that I have with spirit. Like when I'm living my physical life, that's my life. And when I'm on and working, I'm on and working.
Yeah.
If that
And
answers
I
the
think
question.
yeah, but you've always said that. You've always said that. So uh, if I know you and you've said that, that's your boundary, you know what I mean? So I'm guessing spirit's hearing you loud and clear with that. For myself, I get, I probably get bits and bobs, depending who I'm with, where I'm at, and is there a need or or a want of who I'm with, or I think it depends on the situation. If I'm out on the piss and that, as if I'm going to pick up on spirit, the only spirit I'm picking up is bloody one that's got tequila or vodka written on the name. It's like it's not my time to play with spirit. It's not my time
Oh,
to mix my energy with spirit. um have I walked into places and felt the energy? Absolutely, I have. Have I given messages randomly to people? Only if I know them, do you know, like if I'm sitting there and maybe if it's a friend or someone, I just can feel, the loved one really coming close. But I don't know if it's more the loved one coming close or you can feel the need or the want that's there. Like, I don't know, I
mm,
can pick up sometimes people just feel like they need that reassurance or something like that, and they just have been putting it out there. I don't know, I can read energy pretty well. So I can just go, oh, you've been missing your mum, or like blah blah blah. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of
yeah,
has come into place and I've said that. But I have done it that way before. Again, I like to keep my boundaries when I go to the shops and that sort of thing. Oh my God, I
yeah.
couldn't think of anything worse. But for me, I feel like my mediumship has changed. I feel like in the past, I used to get at the beginning, same as you, I used to get so much, and names and all that sort of stuff. I get names every now and then. Do I go looking for them? No. If I hear it, yeah, I'll give it, but it's not one of my focus points. It's not
Mm,
something that I give every reading, whereas I pick up on how the person died straight away, because I'll feel it impress on my body and I'll give that. But I think for me, it's been a bit of different ways of working with spirit because I've blended it in with my healings. I've blended it in again with, my trance and my regression work and all of that. Like I've started to just let it flow in. As soon as a person comes in for a healing, which they get, a healing, I do some regression work with them, I do some sounds, and I do a reading. Like as soon as they step in my house, I'm already getting, even before they come to my home, I'm already getting a lot of downloads for them.
Yeah,
And that's, I guess, when I just step into my space to go, I'm ready to work. Like you said,
yeah,
you're ready to work. And before they come, I already know what they're coming for. They don't even have to open their mouth. And as soon as they walk in, I can sit down and I just go, you've got your dad right beside you. You know what I mean? Like it just happens that
mm,
where maybe previously in the years of doing mediumship and that sort of thing, sometimes you sit here and you go, I ain't getting nothing.
yeah,
I ain't getting nothing, or before you start, sometimes I've in the past gone, okay, who's coming forward? I have a bit of my own way of just, saying a prayer or setting an intention or however people work. I just kind of have a bit of a chat to spirit before I work. I sit and just going to say, okay, I've got such and such coming for a reading today. If there are any loved ones that want to step forward and connect with me, the door is open now for you, and I give them the permission. And usually I just go, okay, yep, I've got her uncle or I've got her dad. And then there's sometimes where you just go, I ain't get no one.
yeah,
I ain't getting no one. But I think now, because I'm doing more one-to-ones in my healings, like in person and doing the demonstrations and that sort of thing, it's again a different type of energy than working online.
yeah,
It feels more, I don't know, to me, it feels more subtle. I don't
mm,
know. I just feel like I don't have to go looking or I don't have to kind of just, I don't know, it just feels different. I don't even know how to describe it.
yeah,
But the difference in the online to the in person is so different,
yeah. No, it
so
is.
different. Um, but I also feel like um, because I've gone through a massive grieving stage again this year, I feel like spirits also allowed me to have time out, to have like my own peace, to just do my healing,
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
between this work and um where previously I feel bad for not going back to work, like to doing my readings and that sort of
yeah,
thing. Um, I think now I've just got to that stage where I'm starting to put myself first and go, it'll slip in when it slips in, like
yeah,
giving myself permission, I guess, to be in the moment and be in wherever I need to be. And I guess spirit just meets you where you're at. I think
yeah. Hmm.
that's more about that.
Yeah,
So yeah, bit of a difference. I don't know, a
yeah.
more subtle way of working. I don't know. But do you think that you've had moments this year where you've leveled up?
I I would say yes. I wouldn't necessarily use the word leveled up, just myself. I don't
Yeah.
know how I would describe it, to be perfectly
Well,
honest.
yeah.
Um, I would say yes. What I'm trying to say here, I'm trying to lose my words. Um, yeah, I feel like things have um, changed for the better and in a positive ways, whether you call it leveling up or expanding or whatever word you want to
Yeah.
put on it.
Yeah.
Um, I do think so, but I think that's happened like in increments every year that I've been doing the work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I've learned to trust myself more. My confidence has built, and because of that, my awareness of spirit, my connection has, yeah, it has leveled up. It's gotten, for me, it feels better. Do you know, it doesn't feel so sticky, is probably what I would say. It
Yeah.
feels a little bit more like I'm not having to try as hard.
It's not treacle anymore.
Yeah, it's not treacle anymore. Um, I don't know what I would call it, but it's not treacle. Maybe a bit of syrup. Bit syrupy. But no, it feels like it flows a bit better because I'm not thinking about it as much. But that
Okay.
only comes with confidence and when you are trusting yourself. So when your
And
mind's a bit
time.
and time, and when your mind's
Mm.
a bit clearer, then it flows better because I'm not in my head so much. And so when I'm on platform now, I'm just going, right, whoever comes in, comes in. Whatever happens,
Hmm.
happens. Whereas previous to that, I was like, well, to hope this happens, this better happen. I better have this evidence. It better be this, it better be deep evidence. It better be this. It better be that. But now it's like, okay, I go to a church. I still like to have like one pre-link before I start. Um, but now I just trust now that the rest of it will flow through. And so because of that, the mind is clearer and therefore it will flow through better. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's leveled up in the sense that it's just flowing in. I'm not thinking about it, and therefore become a clearer channel for the information to come
Yeah.
in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
get that. Yeah, I get that. Um, and I feel the same in that aspect. Um, and for myself, I feel like again, this year I've leveled up with my healings, with doing my hypnotherapy, all of that, I feel like I've expanded again. I want to learn everything, and sometimes I just need to go, okay, pull back a little bit, just focus on what's in front of you, like I'm one of those people that get bored really quick.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's like, okay, next, show me something else I can do. Like, I'm always wanting to do some studies. I'm always doing different healings, modalities, learning different things. But I feel like, for me, I've proved to myself that even in one, like my events, they're massive. I've got to give myself credit for how fucking big they are. Like, and what I achieve in that instead of being so hard on myself. I'd like to see other people do what I do in a 2.5 hour event. I do a meditation, I do sound healing, I bring through messages from loved ones in spirit, and they also get psychic reading as well. And I think, fuck, here I am going, I hope everyone's happy. I hope that, that they're happy with what they get. Holy shit, if I was going to an event like that, I'd be going, that's freaking amazing.
mm,
So I think it's learning to appreciate what I do and just going, you know what? It's enough. It's enough. You don't have to do everything at once because I want to
yes,
just show everybody what I can do and help everybody in any which way that I can, in whatever modality I can. And it's sometimes about going, just woe up,
yeah,
just calm your farm, but definitely uh, I've expanded in that way, I've evolved. And I think every year you should. And if you're sitting back going, oh, look what they're doing, oh, I wish I could do that. And don't do that because everybody is on their own journey.
mm,
Like you can be so hard on yourself. Um, but like I put that post out, you don't know what people can come across so amazing on social media, but they're fucking not. Like, have a look behind the curtains and see
yeah,
what's going on in their life because it ain't so perfect.
hmm,
If you're focusing so much on some aspect or one area, where are you lacking? Where is the balance here? It's
yeah,
hard to find that balance. And I think that this year is about being giving yourself that quiet time to find that balance, to see
yeah,
what works, to see what shifts, what you need to change, to make things a better flow, really.
yeah,
Because you can't be like everybody else. You are your own person and you are in this journey, on your own journey alone. So you're not experiencing what I'm experiencing, and I'm not living your life. So I can't expect to be David doing 4 DEMs a week or put my
yeah,
expectation on myself to go, well, fuck, Glenda, why aren't you going out there doing 4 DEMs a week? I'm not created for 4 DEMs a week. I can say that right now. Like, I'm not. My lifestyle is not created for that, but your lifestyle is, and it works for you. And this is where people need to be less critical or judging or anything like that, because you've got to do what works for you.
Yeah,
And it's about finding what does work for you. Well, I don't know, I
yeah.
answered that in a kind of roundabout rabbit hole um, question.
It, it worked for me, but don't know if I'll do it again.
Yeah, you can have that. But you know what? We've had, like I said to you, I studied with Dominic Bogue for a long time. And I used to say to him all the time, we had him on the podcast, and I'd go, fuck, how do you do it, Dominic? You're working every day. Like, you're out doing DEMS every day. And he says, well, I don't know anything different. He's not actually doing another job. This is the only job that he
Mm,
does. He's not really worked in previous jobs before that a lot. Do you know what I mean? He explained it
yeah,
to me in a way that he's got used to it. His energy's got used to it. And the more he does it, it's just the
yeah,
normal thing for him. For
yeah,
me, going, if someone said to me you had to do that every day, I'd be like, fuck no. Oh shit, that would be hard. Even just thinking about when I had to go to Arthur Finlay College, because that's a massive day. I think it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're there, and you're there till 7 p.m., like some nights, doing stretching your mediumship, you're doing and pulling it in all different ways. It's all day of working. And I used to go, I don't know if I can do that. I've never
mm,
pushed myself to work that much. And you fucking do it. You do it, you get on with it, and you walk away going, wow, I surprised myself.
yeah,
I know Dominic used to say to me all the time, you need to do more work. You need to do another day. You need to open up more work, more spots, read more. He used to push me all the time, because unless you push yourself, you'll never know.
yeah. No, no, that's true. Yeah.
You won't know. So, um, David, a question I have to ask is,
Oh,
I know,
sounds
you
ominous.
have, I know, but like, you have your clients over there, you go to churches, you get around a little bit, and you meet different people. And like you've said at the beginning of this, like, people have said, oh, I've really enjoyed listening to your podcast. I mean, we don't know that, because we don't know who's listening. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's really suspicious and incognito. We don't know who's listening, but we always say someone's always watching and someone's always listening. So, have you had any other feedback, like from your clients or audience this year, that have surprised you? Like, um, anything that people have said to you about your work?
Um, I don't know if it surprised me because I tend not to think about it. I think because we just do, and do, we
Hmm.
don't necessarily stop and reflect on what we just
Yeah.
did. And so
Yeah.
when someone says something to me, I'm one of these people, I've always been someone that's not really known how to take a compliment, to be honest.
It's hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
hard.
find it really hard because I do sometimes get a little bit embarrassed. I've just always been the same ever since I was a kid. Um, but no, I've had. I mean, we know in this industry actually, and this might just be me, but it might be for you as well. But in the very beginning, when I first started out, I used to get reviews and testimonials all the time, but I now hardly get any. I had one the other,
None.
I had one the other day from Jennifer, a lady called Jennifer, who's on the Spirit Social app. I read for her. She's another medium. She left me a lovely review, which is on my page, so it's out there publicly. Which is lovely to receive. I didn't expect to receive it, but it's such a lovely review. Um, but no, I think what I appreciate, this is feedback I've had quite a few times, is that, well, one of them is that I am able to change the energy in a room. So sometimes you go to a church and it could might feel a little bit flat. The energy feels a bit flat. But I've come off stage, people have said you really were able to change the energy in that room, and it feels so light in this room now, in this space, and it just feels really uplifted. That's nice to hear. Even I'm feeling tired, I can still do that. The other one is that I really brought the essence of that spirit person to life. And when I was doing that dem in Bognor Regis, that week of four back to back, as I was finishing off that link, I could hear the lady up to my left, who I just finished with, say to her friend, he got her down to a T. That was so my mother.
That's
And
so
that's
nice.
a really important part of my mediumship is not just reeling off a list of evidence, but I want people to feel the essence and the character and the personality of their loved one coming through. Because I don't know them from Adam,
Yeah.
right? And so the
So,
fact that I can bring through their true character and personality, I feel is one of the best parts of the evidence that I bring through. And the last thing, of the compliment that I've had this year, um, and not for the first time, but it's a nice compliment to still here, is that every single reading I do is different. So the first
mm,
one I did, actually the first one I did in Bognor Regis, that might have been in the last year actually. I think it was last year, but it still continues into this year. Is that all eight of my links that I did, every single one was different. They were not a
yeah,
carbon copy of the reading before it. They were all different, and I take that as a compliment, which it was given to me as a compliment. But I'm proud of myself with that one because it shows that I'm not reading from a script. I'm not reading
no,
from a tick list. I'm not doing a tick list exercise of that evidence, get that, get that, get that, get that. I am working with an individual in spirit who's going to be different to the next and to the next and to the next. And so, in my opinion, every link that you do should be different because you are
yeah,
dealing with different people. You are allowing them to give you what they need to give you, not working through, I must get their sex, their age, the way they look, their inside leg measurement. You don't need all of that. It's whatever they give you to give to your client that's sat in front, obviously the audience that's sat in front of you. And so there have been some really nice feedback that I've had this year. So now,
good.
rather than not being able to take it, I always say thank you very much
Yeah,
because I work hard on it.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
you
right.
deserve the compliments. You do. You work really hard, David. You're one of the hardest workers I know that gets out there and bloody tries. You really do. And, I take my hat off to you. That's why your mediumship is getting better and better.
Yeah, thank you.
And
I try. I say I
and
always try my best. I always try my
you
best. I always say
do.
that. I
You
try my
do.
best.
And
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like when people say, thank you, you help, blah blah blah. And I just go, oh, okay. Like I'm the same. No one writes a testimonial. No one writes any
They
reviews
don't
anymore.
know
They've just
unless it's really
stopped.
negative. They will.
Yeah. And it's funny, people have stopped doing that. But I'm not
Mm.
one to badger for it. I'm just
No, I'm
like,
not.
I
Yeah.
know. I know I've had a reading with one or two mediums. I don't get them very often, maybe once every 5 years or something. But and then it's like, can you leave me a review? Do you mind? Like, I'm not forceful with it. I couldn't give a shit. You know what I mean? If you want to leave it, I think it comes through on my email. It says, if you're up for leaving a review, leave one. But I'm not going to pester someone. I've seen
Yeah.
mediums offer $5 discounts for their next reading if you leave a review. I ain't that desperate to
No.
like get that review because for me personally, my word of mouth around town is massive. Like people talk, and that is going to be one of the biggest things is the word of mouth. People tell someone about you. Um, but I, like you said, I remember standing there in that dim, and it caught me for that 1 second where I had that out of body kind of reality. I was giving the dim, and I just looked at these two women sitting there talking. And when you're trying to do a dim and there's someone talking and it irritates
Oh
you,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
And I've looked down and I thought, what the fuck are they saying? And then kind of stopped what I've said to kind of have a listen to try and listen to what they were saying. But what they were actually saying was, oh my God, I cannot believe she is saying that. Oh my God, can you believe she brought that up? Do you know what I mean? It was really for the good.
Yeah.
They were actually blown away with the evidence I'd just given them. And I was just kind of ready to go, can you
Shut,
stop talking?
yeah,
Like
okay,
I'm
shut the fuck
trying
up.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But they were actually talking amongst themselves, blown away by the evidence I just given to them. And see, we don't even see that. But
No.
and not necessarily people are going to come up and say to you, oh, that was amazing, that was it. But you get it, I don't mind hanging around after a dem to talk to people, like to, you know, everyone wants to say hello to you. Everyone wants to come. What I find is after the demonstration, the people that you've given the message to, they all want to come up and tell you where it fit, because we don't,
Yeah.
we just
Yeah.
say, can you take that? Would you understand that? Yes. Yeah. You don't get the backstory of where it fit in their life or
Yeah.
what that meant to them. And every now and then someone will share it and everyone goes, oh, wow, that's beautiful. That's amazing. But I love it when they come up and say, oh, you brought this up and this was this and this. And that just makes me
Mm.
go, oh, that's so cool. So
Yeah.
if anyone does that, reach out to a medium. If you go to a demo, or you go to a show or go to something like this and you have that opportunity to speak to a medium, go up and tell them how much that message meant to you or anything. Give them some sort of gratitude or validation because it will lift their spirits up to feel
Mm.
like they've done a good job. Like it makes a difference. I remember in the past, a friend of mine said to me, do you need to stop sharing about grief? And I'm like, hey, do you know what my page is about? And everyone like knows how much I share on Facebook and social media. I think I just have that busy mind and I'm just like, okay, I just got to pop that up. I just got to pop that up. I'm not like David. David doesn't share stuff. He's slowly coming out of his shell to share. But I just share everything that comes into my mind. But I had this lady come up to me and say, never seen her like my stuff. And you know what? I'm getting so many people that do not like my stuff that come up to me now and say, I've been following you for years. I've been really loving what you share. And I keep wanting to say, why don't you fucking hit that like button so I know that I'm doing
Yeah.
something right? Sometimes you just want to know that what you're putting out is landing with someone, that it
Yeah.
actually resonates with someone, that I'm not wasting my time thinking, I just got this download. Spirit told me. I hate that.
We know.
Spirit told me that I should. No, your intuition just told you to post that. So, um, when it lands, hit the like button because then you'll get to see our stuff more and more. But it's more about they've come out and they've said, do you know what? You've helped me so much about sharing your grief journey that I don't feel alone anymore going through mine. And that really made a difference. That made me go, thank you. Wow. My words matter, or my journey matters, or it has landed somewhere where someone can take something away from it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Post from your heart is what I feel like saying,
Yeah.
like whatever your heart's drawn to, don't just post for the hell of it. Post what you feel would resonate with someone else because someone else is going through the same sort of shit that you are
Mm.
because we are all human.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why I don't post all the time because I won't post just any old nonsense which you see a lot of on there. If it's got no meaning to me, I'm not just going to post about it just because someone else might have. Then you follow a trend. And that's the thing with social
Yeah.
media. You see one person do it, and then everyone else jumps on the bandwagon, and like they're trying to be a carbon copy of what that person just did. And I'm like, well, there's no originality in that, then, is there? Already
Yeah.
authenticity. Do you know what I mean? So I don't just. I'm not going to post for the sake of it unless something's on my mind that I want to talk about. Like when you called me like 46 years of age. I thought no, that's on my mind, so I'm going to post about that. And I did. Um,
Oh,
but
that's so
yeah,
funny.
that's
The
funny.
amount
Yeah,
of the amount of people that have said to me that they love that post is just so funny. See, you just posted from your heart, calling
that's
me a
it.
biatch.
Yeah,
That's
no,
it.
yeah.
See?
I felt really better after that.
You
That's
did.
really good, real good English, isn't it, today, David? I felt much better after that.
I'm so glad you did. I see you got so many likes off that post too, David.
And comments.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. So, okay, David, if we look at mediumship,
Hmm.
um, and your view on mediumship,
Hmm.
um, what do you view mediumship has changed, or how you view it, or how have you matured with it, or what, um, other than saying what has irked you about it without going back to how many things irk us about the mediumship? What's your view on it? Like, I know sometimes with myself, I feel real mediumship or mediumship has been misunderstood. I feel that a lot of people don't know what mediumship is. Even if they go to events, a lot of people don't know what to expect. They expect um, what they see on TV or social media, and that's not real mediumship. It's not the dramatics. It's not the quick readings. Um, it's not about that. There's so much more deeper roots when it comes to mediumship. Like for me, I feel like um, sometimes people take this up, I'm going to say mediums, um, use it for the wrong purpose, whether it's just um, a sideshow, attention seeking, quick money. A lot of the sacred work has been lost in all of that. And that's really upsetting because there's no genuine healing or connection when they do this. Um, so for me, I just feel like, I don't know, it's starting. I don't want it to lose all of that sacredness, um, all of the depth of love and the connection and the healing, what it's for, just for performance. What do you think? Am I just going in down in a bit of a rant here or what? But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't think it's a rant at all. We could. Like, I've seen you rant a lot more than that. So that was if that was a rant, that was very mild. No, I get what you say about the sacredness of it. Because
Yeah,
I've been thinking about this, and also the other word I've used is the value in it as well.
yeah,
I think as time moves forward, as in the years and the decades, mediumship needs to move forward as well, and it's naturally going to change. 'Cause, I mean, if you look back at the early 19 to mid 1900s, the world was different. They didn't have TikTok and Twitter
yeah,
and Facebook. They didn't have social media, let alone have TVs. But so it was there was a purity about mediumship back then, I think,
yeah,
and it was sacred, and it was in spaces which people were respectful of, whether it be a church or they hired out a big village or something like that. It's those spaces that really were conducive to that
yeah.
mediumship experience. So it was very different, but it was again it seems it feel obviously we weren't there, but in my perception it was there's a lot more purity and sacredness about it, and it was
Mm,
respected by people, not necessarily skeptics, but respected by people who were part of the spiritual movement, and people who just believed in the religion as it, of spiritualism as it was back then. And I think even with
mm.
religion, as with times moved on, that's also changed. Um, and so I do worry about mediumship losing its value
Me too.
because I'm very aware, and it's another reason I don't got to people randomly and give them a message, or no, even I used to work with people who say, "Have you got anyone for me?" And I'm like, "Why would I?"
Yeah.
But because there's a time and space for it,
Mm,
And I certainly learned a lesson. Was it last year? I certainly learned a lesson. I think it was last year where I did a ladies' night, which I told you about, which I'll never ever do again, because I learned from that one lesson that I nearly gave up mediumship after that because
Oh,
I felt like why am I doing this when I do it to help people, and I do it because I'm passionate about it, and I do it because I want to help bring healing to people and make them feel better. When that scenario, that situation, that space was not conducive to what I'm trying to do here, because there were a load of pissed women um, on their cocktails getting drunk who didn't give a shit that I was there anyway,
yeah,
right? And although I got paid for it, that wasn't the point. I didn't walk away from that gig going, well, I've still got your money. I went away from that gig going, I can't do this anymore. If
yeah.
that's the attitude, that's how people feel about it, then I can't do it anymore. I nearly gave it up.
And they do. They do.
Yeah.
I,
And
it's true, David. You are 100% right there.
yeah, and so when there's no value, I don't think, why am I doing it? And so even if you look at the mediumship world today, for not for everybody, but for many mediums that I see now online, that it's almost like we're making a mockery of it, whether that's consciously or subconsciously, purely by going onto TikTok and um, not even being professional about it. There are mediums on there who are effing and blinding, doing all these fucking battle chats, whatever they are, on TikTok. I got a clue. Where random people join their lives just to boost the numbers. I mean, for me, that is not. You are not honoring the core of what mediumship is. You've turned it into this entertainment thing.
It
And
is
whilst mediumship, in my opinion, if you're on platform, should be entertaining, it's not entertainment.
meant. There's a
There's
difference.
a difference, and
Yeah.
there's a reason why we do meet while mediumship was held in spiritualist churches, because that's where people would come respectfully together to genuinely watch a demonstration of mediumship for the purposes of why we do it. Where now, because of social media and TV and film, it's been turned, or it's starting to yeah, it was starting to turn into something that it was never meant to be. And then when you look at all these spiritual groups you've got on platforms like Facebook, people are logging on to all of these spiritual groups on a sometimes hourly, daily basis to try and grab a message. Now, for me, there is no value in that, because
No.
if you truly valued mediumship and you truly valued your reading, you would take that reading from that medium and you would not need to have another reading for another 6 months.
Hmm.
But instead, what people are doing is they're going onto that one spiritual group, get a reading there, and even if they've got a reading, they're on to the next spiritual group the next day or later the same day, trying to get another reading, and then they go into it the next day, another spiritual group to try and get another reading. You have to look at that and question, why do we have these groups?
Yeah.
What are we really trying to do with this group? I know they will all say we're trying to help as many people as we can, which is lovely, but if you actually look at it, you are devaluing mediumship and you
Mediumship.
are devaluing the mediums who are working. Because let's put it this way, any mediums that are watching, how does it make you feel when you are giving on these groups on Facebook and other platforms? They're all free. No medium's getting paid for giving their energy and their time and their skill. It's all for
We've been
free.
there. We've
We've
been
been
there.
there,
We've done it.
done it. And it's not until you do it you realize. I mean, I'm not gonna. I can't say it was a whole bad thing for me, because it helped me to build my mediumship platform stuff, because I didn't have a church to go to do it in. That's a whole other story. But when this is the question I was going to ask the mediums listening who do that kind of work. How does it make you feel that you spend 10, 15 minutes, is sometimes more, giving a free reading to a person who takes all the evidence, you work your ass off to get that. and they then go to another medium the next day on another platform. Does that not make you feel degraded? Does that not make you feel like, what, why did I do that? Why did I just give myself away for free when that person clearly hasn't valued my reading because I've gone somewhere else the next day to get another free reading? Now, that's not
Yeah,
necessarily the medium's problem. That is the recipient who's doing that, right? They need to sort something out there in their own heads. Um, but still, at the same time, we are losing value every time we do that in
yeah,
ourself and in the mediumship, because it's becoming very watered down, very wishy-washy. When you're doing all these, it's that's my concern, is that mediumship, as I said, is losing, as you're using your word, is losing the sacredness of it, but also the value of it when you've got all this stuff going on. If you truly value a connection and you really want to speak to your loved one, book and pay for a reading, which is a
yeah,
full reading, which is
exactly.
half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, however long the medium does, rather than having a quick 10-minute reading. Because that's not, some people that might be all right. Some people might need that. They might just need 10 minutes. But for a lot of people, 10 minutes is not enough to get that full connection. But again, that's not up
Mm.
to us. That's up to what people out there need. But that's just my worry at the minute, is with all these online groups and lives here, lives there, free readings, free, 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 free. It's becoming, yeah, it's just becoming very wishy-washy, watered down, losing its value. And I
I
have a
think
problem with that.
that's, yeah, and I think the both of us, I think we will be more determined and um, more set in our ways to educate and advocate for what this really stands for, because we don't want to lose, you know, the magic. It is magic.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
beautiful, the sacredness, the magic, the what it does, how it brings light to people in a positive way through integrity, compassion, and genuine evidence from spirit. Like, I think that we will just always be that advocate for spirit in this way. Because
yeah.
at the end of the day, is spirit really liking that type of work? I don't know.
No,
I know
no,
that I don't think when I'm in spirit, I'm going to be jumping on any tickety tock to give my loved one a message. I
no.
definitely won't be doing that. So you have to ask what kind of evidence is really coming through. So that's I guess our little rant about that.
Yeah. But again,
It's
I
just
don't think it's a rant. It's just an opinion. It's just what we
it
see and what we
is.
feel
It's
because we care about the work that we do.
gone are the days of, every Tuesday night we gather together at such and such's place to, work on our mediumship, to come together in circle. And where's that's not happening much anymore. Do you know what I mean? All
Mm.
these circles are online. All these circles are, I'm noticing when I do jump on a circle, not that I do that, I can't remember last time I did, but when I did, it was just a gossip session and people just throwing whatever the hell they wanted to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Half of it wasn't mediumship, half of it wasn't evidence, half of it was like, I'm getting this and I'm getting that. What is
It becomes a
like,
free for all. There's
it
no
is,
there's no development in it, because
there's no development.
I mean, I could get my neighbours down the road to come and sit in my house and just chuck things out, but there's no development in that. It's just, again, it becomes a free for all, and it's completely lost its value straight away.
That's it.
There's
So,
no control over it.
yeah, yeah, it becomes more performance these days than what I'm seeing. They're
Yeah.
just on there for showmanship,
And the shock
performance,
factor seems to be a
the
thing.
shock factor.
Let's say there's really
Um,
vile
yeah.
things and call it mediumship. I don't think so. Have a word with yourselves.
I remember in the beginning of my journey, and I went to meet a so-called medium that was going to give me some advice. And I sat in front of this medium, and he says to me, "Do you know, I am protected by Archangel Michael." And he threw his arms up in the air and he goes, "Do you see the wings?" And he was going on with so much shit, I thought, you are a loony. Like you are proper loony. Like I thought I was loony, but the shit that you're saying just doesn't make any sense to me. The theatrics and the dramatization that goes with it, there's no need for it.
No,
Like I
no.
said, when spirit comes through, it's so subtle, you almost think that you are second guessing what you're getting.
Mm,
So to have this all dramatized and spewed all over social media, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe we shouldn't worry so much about that. I don't know, but I'm sure that it pisses other people off.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
okay. So I have one more question before we wind this up.
Hmm.
And I want to ask you, David, you do mediumship demonstrations, one-on-ones, healings also, and teaching. What part of the work brings you the most joy?
I think it's the platform, it's the demonstrations, I think.
Mhm.
And never in a million years did I think I'd say that, because many people know this, but when I started developing, I did not develop to be a platform medium. I was told many
Mm.
times that I would be, but that's the furthest away from my mind. I started developing just to be a medium, not to be on stage, because that sent me out in hives. Although I've done lots of stage work before, it's a very different thing. But yeah, I think I enjoy the platform because of how many people you can reach in one go. So even those
Yeah.
people that don't get a message, like I said to you before, people have said to me, know how I've been able to change the energy in a room. Because some people go to demonstrations not just for a message. Some people go just to sit in the energy of a church or sit in the energy of what you're creating there, and they enjoy. Like my mum, she would only go to watch other people. She doesn't go expecting a message. She goes because she says to me she likes watching other people receive. And many people are like that, and so you can touch or reach or touch more people than just the people that you are reading for. And so I enjoy that, and again, depending on the audience that you have, there's a buzzy energy about it. And because I'm funny on platform, I don't know, I'm funny in life in general, I
Ah,
think. And it's not purposeful. Someone said to me the other day, left in the review actually, after the reading I did, she said, David is the same as he is in his podcast, as he is in a reading, as he is on platform. I don't have a stage persona. Obviously, I'm aware of what I say and how I say things and things like that. Of course, you do that in any job that you do. But I'm just me. I can't be anything different, and I think people appreciate that because I don't take myself too seriously. I take the work seriously, but not, if that makes sense. So I say to people, "You're not dead." So let's have a laugh
yeah,
here. Let's enjoy the energy, and enjoy connecting with your loved ones because that's what they want. They feed off the energy that you create. So let's make it positive. And so, yeah, I do get a bit. I feel less pressure on platform than I do in a one-to-one. Now,
yeah,
some people that might be strange, it might seem to be it should be the other way around, but it's not. When I've got someone sat in front of me in a one-to-one, I feel a lot more pressure in that sense because they want to hear from someone in particular, and you never know if you're actually going to get them. Whereas in platform, I feel a sense of freedom because I'm just letting whoever come through, right? And hopefully it hits someone or fits someone in the audience. But I get more, I don't know, I feel just more sense of freedom, and I can truly be myself in a on a platform dem. Not that I'm not in a one-to-one, because I am, but I just think there's something different when you're on stage in front of people, on a platform in front of people. So that's probably where I would say my I'll use the word niche. I never thought I'd say that either, that my niche is in platform demonstrating, not one. I mean, no, yeah, one-to-ones are fine, but I don't know. There's something about the platform that I like. As much as nervous as I can be beforehand, I don't know. I just get more of a buzz out of it.
yeah,
How about you?
yeah.
You do a lot of
Well,
healing.
yeah, I do, and I do a lot of one-to-ones. But do you know what? If I kind of sit back here now and think about it, I really enjoyed when I did the group teaching and in person. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Um, I was like, I don't change I am who I am, and I mean. I was swearing that day. I did it in my slippers. That's how comfortable I was. Like everybody was there. They're not there to judge me. They're there to learn. They're there to open their intuition. And, I help guide them, but more kind, relaxed way. There
Mm.
was no uptightness, and everybody enjoyed it so much that they said, can you do this over a couple of days? Like this wasn't enough. Can you do a sleepover? We've had so much fun. Can we do it over a couple of days where we can, do like a retreat or something like that? And even the last dem that I had, the lady said, I want to sleep over. I don't want to go home. I want this to keep going. Can you organize a retreat? Like I'm getting asked more and more those sort of things.
I can see you doing that though. I can see you doing retreats.
Yeah,
And then
and
fly me over to Australia, all expenses paid
abs
by you.
oh,
And I come,
absolutely, absolutely. I was actually, I was sitting there. I think it was yesterday or something. I was, hubby laying in bed, and we're having a coffee. We always have a coffee in the morning together, and have a bit of a chat. What's today got for us, and that we always make the mornings ours, sort of thing. Like I
yeah,
think we've just changed. Life has changed for us now a lot. I think losing both my mama and papa has freed me up. I still got my real dad that I still take care of, but I had three of them. I was taking care of three of them, plus my children, plus my husband, my family. And a lot of that pressure has now kind of been lifted off me. So it's allowed me to have me time and time for the things that I need to do. And we're sitting around talking, and I says to my husband, oh, so, I think that I would like to do this and do that, and I'm talking about retreats, and I'm talking about this and that. And I'm like, oh, I've got to get David over, and I've got to, I'm making all these plans, and I'm like, how can I make this happen? And he's just like shaking his head at me. It's never enough. I'm always thinking about what I can do next. And, but I have this vision. I have what I want. But I really feel it has to be with the right people,
yeah,
like the
you've
people
got
that you
to.
align with.
And that's why I
So,
did that
you know,
video the other day about who you important about who you align with. Because I'll say it here as well, actually, in case people haven't seen the video. But in this industry, you see so many cliques of mediums that always go around together, that always working together, always going live together, always doing this, that, and the other with each other. Um,
mm,
but they don't necessarily show the greatest of character because it's like that little band of witches, who slag each other, who slag other people off, and sit there gossiping about other mediums and all that business. And then you watch their mediumship individually, and maybe one of them out of the group is not the most ethical person in the world, and they're saying really unethical things in a reading. By just that one person out of the three doing it, those other two are endorsing that person. Because if you are
yeah,
aligning yourself with each other, you are endorsing each other, whether you realize it with consciously or not. If I know they might be your friends, but if you're allowing your friends to act as they are or do what they do in their mediumship, which is not the best, simply by you associating yourself with that person and constantly going around with them, you are endorsing them. And then you've got to look at, okay, then what does that say about you? If you are endorsing the behaviors they're displaying and the mediumship they're displaying, what does that say about you? And these people don't think
yeah,
about that, and that will be their ultimate downfall because
mm,
their branding, and whether you like it or not, this is also a business, and your brand is important. Their brand will ultimately be damaged, and you've got to think about that when you do have your own business and you are doing this kind of work. And it's not about being all pious and holier than thou because we're certainly not. Because you're a bitch.
I've learnt, but you bitch. But I have actually learnt that with who you collaborate with as well.
Absolutely, and that's
It's
it.
it's
It's who you align yourself with, and that's why we are so.
absolutely,
And we can say it again, we are so particular about. I don't actually think we're so particular. I think we're just aware of who we invite onto the podcast, because whoever we invite, we are also endorsing that person.
Yeah,
Because if we didn't believe what they were doing, we wouldn't have them on. So we
no.
have to be aware of who we invite on here, because otherwise, we are, it's our brand and our image at the same time as well. So it's
And
all these things. It's we've got to think about these things, people, who you align
in
yourself
saying
with.
that, that's what I was saying to my husband. I said to him, "Do you know what I'd like to create? I'd like, I want this, I want someone to sponsor us." And he's like, looked at me, he goes, "You are kidding yourself." I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to put it out there. We might get a sponsor for Spirit Lounge. I want this to go bigger than what it is." Adam, you know how good I am at manifesting big. I am going to put it out there for a sponsor for Spirit Lounge. Hey, someone might like what we've got to say. Someone might want us to work together. Someone might pay for David to come over to Australia and we can do some work together over here. You just never know
You just
where
never know.
things will
Yeah,
go.
you just never
So I'm
know.
putting it out there. I'm going to put little things into place to kind of get things moving and, wish and pray that it takes off. And the next thing I said was, "I'm headed to Bali." He goes, "We could move over there for a while and you can go up and do all your little spiritual stuff." And I'm like, "I know. I could get David over here. He would love this." This would be right up David's alley. I could see him hit, like we call them speedos over here, like little, the little swimwear that men wear, that dip stickers and
Yeah. Oof, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I could
I
see
might,
David up there
I might
in
need
a tree.
a ball lift as well as a facelift because I'm 46 apparently. So before I get into a pair of speedos.
So people, like, if you want to like meet me somewhere in this sponsorship here, I could get David over here. We could get something rolling. I've got a
Yes,
plan. I've got a plan. So so with
fabulous.
that, David, we're going to
Yes.
wind up today's episode, and I hope people have had a bit of a laugh, a bit of a listen, and
Yeah, I've enjoyed the chat
um,
today. It's been nice. I've enjoyed that.
yeah,
Now, whilst we're chatting, and just to mention again, people, that on Sunday, the 14th of December, 10:30 a.m. UK time, which is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Australia time, or Australia Eastern time, whatever around you want to say it.
yeah,
Myself, Glenda, and our fairy godfather, Bill Hughes, are going to be in the Spirit Lounge for an evening of Christmas connections, let's call it that. So it's
yeah.
a demonstration from all three of us. The more the merrier to bring in that Christmas cheer, that Christmas spirit to round off the year. So
I
tickets are
might give
available.
up some psychic readings too. I might
Oh,
do some
psychic reasons,
psychic
yeah,
readings in it too.
yeah. So it's just
Yeah,
the evening of connections. So
yeah,
it's because it's a demonstration. Not everyone will get a message, or depending on how many people that are there. But
yeah,
it's just a time for us all to come together. We might open it up for a Q&A as well, so you can also ask us questions, all three of us. Whilst we've got all three of us together, but hopefully it'll be a lovely evening. So you can find the tickets on my website, which is www.davidhmedium.co.uk/calendar. Go to my calendar, find the 14th of December, and you can book your tickets there. I've already sold some tickets actually, and I know it's a bit. I might be a month or a couple of months ahead. However, the way this year has gone, December the 14th and Christmas will be here in a flash. And so we're
yeah.
putting it out now so people can put it in their diaries. But yeah,
And
hope it'll
it's
be.
It's a
um,
Sunday night. Like people are
Yeah,
wound down. People got things going on Fridays and
yeah,
Saturdays, like
Saturdays.
Christmas
Yeah,
parties and that. So you're home Sunday. There's no excuse. Jump online. You get to meet us. We get to meet you. We get to say hello. Like depending on how many people are there, we could get a little bit more personal and just see how it goes. We're going to also post it up as our podcast as well, aren't we, David? We're putting
yeah.
it
Oh,
up.
yes. Thank you. Yeah. So that's important to remember. Yeah. So it's going to be recorded and then be uploaded as a podcast episode. Now, it won't be posted as a video. It'll be posted just in audio format, like the one you're listening to now. So your face won't be seen. Your voice will be heard only if you get a reading. But yeah, I think it's just a way to show people. what mediumship can be about, which is joyful. It can be uplifting, it can be healing, it can be fun, and hopefully with it being a Christmas one as well, people will be in hopefully a nice Christmassy mood, as well, cheerful mood. And yeah, so I don't see the harm in having a bit of a mulled wine or something to go along with the evening.
Why
If you
not?
like as well, why not bring that along? Wear your Christmas jumpers or your Christmas hats or whatever, and yeah, just have a nice evening. So I'm looking forward to that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
me
tickets
too.
on sale now. Yeah,
And if you can't find them with David, give me a message. I'll
yeah,
send you the link.
and she'll
And
direct you.
yeah, I'll direct you. I'll send you a direct link so you can book. So
Yeah. Well, thank you, listeners, as always, for joining us in the Spirit Lounge. Look after yourselves, and we'll speak to you all again soon.
thank you so much for joining us in the Spirit Lounge today. We hope you enjoyed the discussion.
Yes, and if there's a spiritual topic you'd like us to discuss, or if there's a spiritual question you'd like our input into, then please send those topics and questions to us at glenda-marie1@hotmail.com, and we will get to them as soon as possible.
Lastly, if you could like and share this podcast, as well as leaving us a comment or review about what you thought, then that would really help us out and we'd be very grateful.
We would indeed. But it's bye from me.
And it's bye from me.
Join us again soon in the Spirit Lounge.